Hey, what's up, though, brother?
Dawgface.
What's happening with you?
We're live on the stream. I was just reacting to all the news that came out today, and
A lot of news.
wanted to tap in with you. By the way, I told the people, I said I tapped in with Allstar JR, and he made it official. He said we'll chop it up eventually. Obviously I could imagine other stuff are going on in the background, but he says for now, he says anything Dawgface says can be seen as what officially I'm saying and I'm standing on. So he gave the blessing that your words in the situation kind of speak for him. Have you seen the latest news about it? Looks like Ben10's about to get out of the hospital, brother.
Yeah, I saw it. I forced their hand. I did the old whack 100 move and I forced their hand. We needed an update about what was going on. I knew that those niggas can't resist to run their mouth, and I knew that once I said what I said, it was going to force them to give us an update, which is what they did. It's been real quiet and real secretive over there. So I knew once I said what condition he was in, I knew they had no choice but to bite down because they're trying to prove to the whole world that they're invincible. So I knew they were going to come out with it.
Oh, so this was, you said this was a whack 100 move. So you baited them. That's what you're saying.
Absolutely. We wouldn't get no genuine reporting up at that hospital. We wouldn't get no genuine facts up out of there. So I knew, because listen, you're dealing with a bunch of guys who pride themselves on being invincible, who pride themselves on being just like devils manifested in the flesh. But they're physically violent, but they're psychologically and mentally slow as a motherfucker. So I knew the whole idea came from, I got to give credit where credit is due. The whole idea came from King AK-47. That's where the idea came from. AK said, he said, man, let's put it out there that they in superiorly fucked up condition and they're not going to be able to resist. They're going to come out and give us something. And the next fucking day, you see them eating a cold fucking lunch sandwich or some grits and eggs and pork bacon. The breakfast of champions. Yes, that was a play.
Yes, so I hear some people saying, like the incident was severely overblown. They both caught a graze wound. The dead end wrong guy, he showed his hand, looked like he's moving it. It's just like a light bandage. And they're saying Ben10, like he just got like a graze, like he's chilling.
We're gonna see it. Let's watch him walk out the hospital then.
I mean, is it in? So there's and I think this is why probably he has to be a little bit hesitant in speaking about this issue, because if police are looking into this matter, which they are currently, despite who would be a suspect to be charged, this would have been resulted in a shooting, an assault with a weapon, even if they were going to charge them with it. But if someone dies, it turns to a murder. Wouldn't it be in the best interest of Allstar JR if nobody dies?
Well, hey, listen, either way it go, he was the one who was attacked. Okay. He was the one who was approached by 5, 6, 7 people in an attempt to attack him, in an attempt to do great bodily harm towards him. So it's kind of like Rocky, like Drago. If he dies, he dies. We don't give a fuck. Either way it go, whatever JR did was self-defense. Whether he died, whether they lost a finger or two, or whether he rolled out that motherfucker in a wheelchair. They attacked him. He took the gun from them, and he shot them. Either way it go, they wrong as a motherfucker. So we don't give a fuck if they died or not. We're not into the sympathy business. We don't give a fuck if he died, lost the eye, lost the arm, lost a finger or two. We don't give a fuck if he can't wipe his ass ever again. We ain't in the business of giving a fuck about or being concerned about their physical condition.
Okay, so let me ask you this question. So yesterday, I kind of like bumped into a couple of details. Wasn't that I didn't know too much about it before, but I didn't know that. Let's go. So first of all, this is supposed to be a Jay Prince and All-Star issue, but we see the NBA dudes that's kind of caught up in it. And then I kind of look back at it where maybe Allstar didn't have beef with NBA, but NBA looked like they might have had issues with T Grizzly. Is any of this connected, or like they really had no problems with those guys until that day?
So what I can tell you about that is that because of the nature of what happened, allegedly happened between T Grizzly and Young Boy, Miami, Rolling Loud. You already cracked the code. You was cracking the code, and I was texting you while you was cracking that motherfucker. I was telling you how warm you were getting. So here's what it is it was easy for Junior to try to convince NBA to ride with him against JR because of the closest they thought that JR had with T. It was easy. They were more than willing to do whatever Junior said do because of that. Junior he knew what JR's relationship was to T. He knew the history because the baby mama knew the history. And the baby mama was running her motherfucking mouth. So Junior had been talking about the connectivity between. Also, the enemy of my enemy is our friend. So I don't like him because of this situation with the female. And from what I understand, he come out the same clique as T Grizzly back in the day. He don't know what the current status was, but he knew that much. So it was easy for him to convince these niggas to try to roll on JR because it would have been a status symbol thing for them. It would have been somebody who they believe to be close or somebody who's in close proximity to T Grizzly. It would have been a one-up for them based on them niggas getting spanked down in Miami, allegedly.
Interesting. Really? That's really interesting. Okay, all right. Now, did you see what J Prince Jr. said?
No, what did he say?
He said he was on the way back from a family barbecue. He came back from he just came back from. He said he didn't run down Kirby. He just came back from getting his knee drained. He does physical therapy. He's nursing an ACL injury, and pretty much he has zero idea that was gonna happen. He just showed up to a birthday party. He went to another birthday party before.
I saw that. I heard that.
Yes,
I saw that.
So it appears that this was not only complete luck, but the idea that maybe he sent people off. He clearly rejected that. He said, no.
So what? So let me back up for a second. So two things that appear to be opposite or appear to be contradictory could be true at the same time. One, I don't believe, and we don't believe that he knew JR was there. But when he saw him there, right? When he saw him there, he couldn't pass up the opportunity of trying to bust his move.
And you
that's
believe
not
that
new news.
And you believe that Ben10 and others would march to the beat of his drum?
Absolutely. When you look at the relationship, when you look at the last blow up that happened between Young Boy and Senior and Junior, when you look at the discourse that they had, right? You know, Young Boy ain't fucking with them. Young Boy ain't fucking with them, but because a lot of the NBA members actually live in Houston, of course they're gonna fall back in line with whatever whatever Bob Taz has going, because that's the strongest crew in the area. So of course, that's why everybody was surprised and shocked that there was any connectivity between NBA and Mob Ties, because the last time we checked, Nipsey Hussle voice, the last time we checked, they wasn't fucking with each other. But that just shows you how complex some of these relationships are. Because the last time we checked, Young Boy wasn't fucking with them because of what happened with the whole house break-in car thing and the car key thing. But little did we know that they have reconciled, at least from OG3 and the rest of the guys who really live and operate in Houston, they've reconciled their differences unbeknownst to the general public.
Okay. Wow. Now, could you explain a little bit more about this baby mama thing? Because, from my understanding, what I was talking about to y'all, like, so is this dick and pussy business?
Yeah, it is dick and pussy business. And I think I told you that off air. So listen, people people have been fed lies purposely. People, so from the NBA camp and from maybe from the mob ties NBA camp, we're gonna put them together since all them dumbass niggas belong together. From the NBA and mob ties camp, they're trying to make it look like that JR was salty because Junior was dating his baby mama. That's not true. JR and his baby mama broke up years before she ever even met Junior. And between the point where they broke up, which is 4 or 5 years ago, to the point where she met Junior, she had relationships with 4 or 5 different people, including Future. It was one of the people who she was kicking it with. And out of all the guys that she was kicking it with, between their breakup and to the point where she met Jay Prince Jr., JR never had an issue with any of the guys. Not one issue. There's no issues. There's nothing that he didn't have an issue with any of the guys that she was dating and kicking it with. So it's not a situation where he was salty or upset or angry or frustrated because she was kicking with somebody else, because she had kicked it with 4 or 5 niggas before she even got with Junior. And he never had a problem with any of the guys. Junior has a Napoleon complex. Junior has I'm a mob figure complex.
Wait, what do you mean a Napoleon complex? Like, I know what the term means.
Listen, bro. Listen.
Is he short?
Back up for
I've never met him in person.
He's a little bitty nigga, but let's back up for a second. Let's look at it like this. So watch this. So we're dealing with a person who's not from the streets. He hasn't been groomed or cultivated. He ain't been trained or conditioned to know how to really move and operate in the street. We dealing with a motherfucker who was born with a silver spoon in his mouth, like literally. He was born to a father who was a millionaire who controlled an entire city, if not an entire region. Rightfully so. Jay Prince Sr., legend. No issue with him whatsoever. That junior he got was born in the ghetto. He was raised in the ghetto, and he climbed something. Somebody's always losing. There's always some crazy shit going on because he does not know what the fuck he's doing. And that's why every time he causes some shame to the family, his daddy got to come right behind him and clean it up, because that's the real motherfucking gangster.
Oh, yeah. Has other things happened like behind the scenes when it comes to this?
A couple of things. They got into it at the Empire Grammy party a couple of years ago when JR had to cut into him about his overall attitude. See, when you look at the video, I know you saw the video of him basically prodding the female to lick his arm, right?
Yeah.
All that shit was done in the attempt to try to get up under JR's skin. Now, mind you, he doing shit like this stupid, goofy ass bitch following right along with it. She ain't strong enough to say, hey, listen, the shit you finna do, I know you finna aim it at my baby daddy. Me and my baby daddy, we on good terms. Prior to you, everybody who I kicked it with, there was never an issue. So there's an issue between you and him. I'm not going to allow you to use me as a
pawn, pretty much.
As a pawn in a game, right? I'm not going to allow you to use me as a pawn or as a tool to try to get at him. Whatever issues y'all got, right? Me and you together, you got me. I have his child. I don't want you to be judged. And if she had any respect for herself, and if he had Junior had any respect for her and her son, he wouldn't have put her in a position like that. But that tells you, and what it really does is it really showcases the kind of petty, ridiculous, childlike mentality this nigga got. He think he doing something slick by making a bitch lick his arm and having somebody record the fucking video and then putting it out there. First of all, you embarrassing your bitch. She's sitting there giggling and laughing like it's something slick. That's because that money. It ain't got nothing to do with him. He's not no charismatic ass figure. It was the money. You ain't never heard no bitch say they fuck with him because he's a charismatic, smooth ass, dapper Dan ass nigga. It's always about the money. He's used his money and his father's influence in every aspect of his life to make himself look like something he ain't. Period.
Yeah, I mean, so let me play devil's advocate. If he don't usually men use power to try to sway or impress women. What's so wrong if Jay Prince Jr. does the same?
Well, listen, I'm always asking you to back up for a second. Okay, listen. The question is, if you have the female, just think about this. If you already have her, if she's already a part of you, she already lives with you, you're already taking care of her, you already provided for her. If you already have her, then what is the problem? So normally when a guy wins the female, all he gotta do is sit back and laugh. I got the bitch. You're the one. If it's that situation, you're the one feeling salty because I got the bitch. But the issue was that wasn't having the bitch wasn't enough. He was trying to use the bitch. He tried to weaponize his relationship with the female to use the female in his relationship with the female to try to poke and prod at JR, who didn't give a fuck. The issue wasn't, JR wasn't a thorn in his side. JR wasn't popping up at the house. He wasn't calling this nigga fucking with this nigga. If he was, or if he hadn't been doing that, then Junior would be playing videos and recordings and all that other kind of shit, kind of like showing how JR was harassing her or harassing them because he had her. Ain't none of that. Ain't none of that shit. So about men using power, yeah, you got a bunch of bitch ass. Just because you got money don't mean you no real nigga. And just because you got some money don't mean you solid. Now we talking about a motherfucker who's never earned a penny of the money that he's flashing around. We're talking about a motherfucker who's been living off his daddy's wallet. We're talking about a motherfucker who does not have the respect of Houston. The respect of Houston is his father. And the only reason why a motherfucker ain't been knocked his ass down is because they know if they touch him, they're going to have to see his motherfucking father. Period.
Is this kind of like also part of... So we've kind of heard All-Star say that, hey, he's gonna kind of like unravel this mob ties thing. He even said mob untied. Looked like he's gonna go on a campaign, maybe like, you know, kind of like trying to expose maybe mob ties at Jay Prince Jr. Is it because it's that personal, or is kind of like what's working right now? Because I'm not gonna lie, I think he's gotten the most attention he's ever gotten in his career right now. And shit, I can't knock him for trying to milk it, but people are also trying to figure out how personal is it versus, oh, this is just what fell in his lap and he's using the marketing to, you know, propel his career.
Let me tell you the kind of person that All-Star JR is, bro. All-Star JR, you can do your fact checking. If you need some additional facts outside of me, all you got to do is just listen. What I'm about to say, you're going to stand on his own merit. All-Star JR is not known, has never been known as the kind of motherfucker that sucker stroke over no bitch ever, right? He ain't the kind of motherfucker that's ever got into it with nobody or no, because he ain't had to. He been lit in the city and he been lit in the Midwest for a long time, for over a decade. So he's not the kind of person that would try to listen. He's a cerebral person. He's an intelligent person, right? He's not the kind of guy who has to or who's ever had to run around and playing dick and pussy games with somebody. His concern was the welfare of his child. That was his concern. Junior's concern was trying to show up and show him up. And all you gotta do, if you don't believe me, just look at the video where he had the bitch licking his arm. If that's your bitch, why would you have somebody, if that's your bitch and you love her and it's really about you and her, and you just really trying to move on with your life and just build something with her, why would you have somebody else filming her, giggling like a stupid, goofy hoe, licking your arm, and then why would you leak that shit to the world? If that's your bitch, why would you play her like that? All-Star JR don't have no history of sucker stroking about no bitch. She didn't leave him. He separated from her, and he's been living his life ever since. He a street nigga. He ain't no sucker lame-ass nigga who grew up with a silver spoon in his mouth.
How far you think this is gonna go? Do you think this is somewhere? You know, I think some of the people. I don't know if do you know this guy named P. Youngin? He's associated with.
I don't know that broke ass little goofy dumb ass nigga. You know what I'm saying? He just running his mouth trying to get clout. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, he's not even NBA official. Nigga, you're not even NBA. Nigga, you ain't running around with them. Nigga, show us a picture with you with them niggas in the last 30 days. Show us a picture with you in any YB videos. YB is out. He on the loose. He on tour. Sure as any footage with you around these niggas, clout chasing, trying to put yourself in the algorithm by speaking on this shit. You wasn't there. You ain't had shit to do with it, and you can tell how stupid this young nigga is. You want to know how we know how he's? You want to know how we know he's stupid as fuck?
Yeah.
Because the one question that everybody should be asking is, how if this is Jay Prince Jr. and Allstar JR, how did you niggas from Baton Rouge get involved with this shit? Why did y'all try to ride down on me? If y'all don't have no history with him, right? And he was there before Junior got there. So if it was really about the whole T Grizzly connection by itself, then they were all there before Junior walked into the building. So if it was solely and strictly about his history and him being connected to T Grizzly in some way, and they used to be in the same rap group years ago, and the whole thing with the whole Rolling Loud situation in Miami when niggas got heated up down there and all that other kind of shit. If it was really, allegedly, if it was really about that, then the NBA niggas would try to get out on him before Junior got there. Nothing happened until Junior got there. Think about it. Nothing happened until he got there. The NBA crew was already there, having fun. Junior got there late because he had to go to his aunt's birthday party. He had to go to physical therapy. He had to go have his knee drained. He had to do all that shit, so he showed up late. So if there was going to be some funk or some static, the funk and the static would have happened long before Junior ever got there. Got it.
That's a good point. You're making a good point.
It don't take no motherfucking rocket scientists to figure this out.
Hey, by the way, so I know P. Youngin made this point, but I think other people are making this point too. I think some people are alarmed by, I feel like everybody's posting, we've seen in the music video, this idea of Detroit versus everyone. It makes it seems like this issue is a Detroit issue, and they're taking like almost a side versus, like they're trying to make it like a city versus city, while it's like, no, it's one guy maybe going at it with another guy. They might be from different cities, but it's not Houston versus Detroit. Why is this Detroit versus everybody theme coming up?
I think I told you about this before. I think we had this discussion before. Detroit is a prideful city. Detroit is a city where on the surface, right? So let me tell you what Detroit versus everybody means. It's just so we're on the same page. So Detroit is a city full of hustlers. It's a city full of go-getters. And because of the nature of Detroit and because of how widespread people from Detroit are, see, people from Detroit, they can go anywhere. They can go anywhere. They can go to New York. They can go to Atlanta. They can go to Houston. They can go to Louisiana. They can go to LA. They can go to Arizona. They can go to Vegas. They can go anywhere and survive. They can go to Memphis, St. Louis, Alabama. We can go to Miami. We are everywhere. We are literally everywhere. Think about it. Big Meech is from Detroit. Big Meech, they created a crew, and that crew was everywhere. That is the mentality of Detroit. So what happens is because we are so spread out across the country, there is a common thread that was created, and it came out of the streets. It didn't come out the rap world, bro. Detroit versus everybody means this. It means that no matter what issues we have with each other back at home, when we travel, when we are traveling throughout the country, if we come across somebody who's from where we're from, right, we are supposed to aid and assist them, even if we don't necessarily get along back home. So it's basically unlike anything else, because in Detroit, that's a pronounced thing. Detroit versus everybody is a real thing. Even if I don't like you, if you think about it, think about the whole Silent Baby and 42 Doug situation. They come from two crews who are diametrically opposed to each other. They was killing each other. But you heard what Wax said about the situation down in the QCP studios. Silent Baby was down there, right? And Doug and Silent come from two different crews who was killing each other, like literally. But Silent said, you heard Silent say himself, bro, if it would have jumped off on the heavy part, on the heavy side of things, I was going to help him because he's from Detroit. So it's a real thing. Other people might not understand it, right? But it is what it is, what it is, what it is. And if you get caught violating that, if you get caught out of town and you get caught trying to aid and assist somebody to get down on somebody from Detroit. When you get back to Detroit, bro, right, you have broken that tenet, you've broken that principle, and the likelihood of a motherfucker trying to put your dick in the dirt is high as a motherfucker because you broke the goddamn code. Now, it doesn't happen in all situations. It's not a through process.
Church kind of help like put this in motion?
He absolutely did. He absolutely fucking did. When the goon squad was running around this motherfucker and no fly zone was in full effect, if you got caught siding with or trying to aid and assist somebody who was trying to go against somebody from Detroit, you was gonna get your motherfucking ass handed to you. And they didn't give a fuck who you was. They didn't give a fuck what gang you was in, what sex you was claiming. None of that shit. You was gonna get your ass touched up. So he absolutely fucking did. Don't think he ain't sitting back watching this shit. Don't think he ain't sitting back watching all this shit.
So let me ask you a question. So by your own admission, and people watch this, you know, even we spoke to Hernandez Govan, and he was talking about in Memphis, basically, you know, Gucci had a problem with Gotti, and what Gucci did was Gucci basically Gucci went to Memphis and signed up a whole bunch of Memphis artists. And essentially, it's not like he signed them to go against Gotti, but it was basically to kind of like, you know, start putting his own footprint in Gotti's city. You don't think that could happen where, you know, let's say Jay Prince Jr., you know, he has a, you know, unlimited amount of money because of his father, I would guess. He goes to Detroit. He signs up all the other hustlers and kind of like puts them against Allstar JR. You don't think that could work?
No. That's definitely not gonna work. At the first sign that these motherfucking rat niggas now listen, rat niggas. First of all, let's get this straight. So I just told you. Well, I think I may have told you before that Detroiters go everywhere, bro. There's a large segment of Detroiters who are living in Texas, from Dallas to Houston to San Antonio, all over the motherfucker, to Austin, all over the motherfucker. So Detroit is no stranger to Houston and vice versa. And Detroit motherfuckers and Houston motherfuckers, they have a long-standing relationship of hustling together and kind of like and making music together. All you gotta do is look at the whole New Dallas sound. There's a connection between the whole New Dallas crew and the Dougs and the Peasies and the Iceberg Bezos and so on and so forth. There's a relationship already there. You know what I'm saying? They may have been a few mishaps over the years, but by and large, Detroit and Texas, we fuck with each other. This situation right here, this is not indicative of the relationship that Detroit and Texas, any part of Texas, have had. This is a one-off situation. It's turning into something larger. And the irony of this shit is that you have niggas from Baton Rouge got the motherfucking nerve to complain about somebody sticking together. And that's all they motherfucking do.
Really?
That's all they motherfucking do. You get the irony of these fucking demon spawns from Satan, from hell. These motherfucking third grade dropout motherfuckers got the nerve to be talking about somebody trolling. Listen, outside of Chicago, these niggas down there, from Lil Boosie to Webby to all the other, to Young Boy and all their crew, man, them niggas is they second only to Chicago in terms of trolling niggas who they have killed allegedly and putting them in packs and smoking them. So you mean to tell me y'all offended? How you gonna be offended when y'all play the same game? Come on, man. Beyond Chicago, Baton Rouge, Louisiana, they troll second most in terms of killing a motherfucker. The only person who troll more about killing their ops and smoking them and putting them in packs is Chicago. Baton Rouge is a city full of devil, demon, spawn ass. Listen, if Jesus come back to this motherfucking planet and deal with some niggas, he's going to Baton Rouge first to put it in them motherfucking little devil ass, non-productive ass pieces of shit.
Hey, by the way, don't tell me you went at Young Boy's mother, Sharonda. Please don't. Hold on. We gotta calm down, brother. Calm down.
I'm sorry.
She's a really
I
nice.
apologize.
She has a really nice lady, and I have a good rapport with her.
Okay.
What happened there? What happened there? Because obviously I get it, and I think for me particularly, I think we got to keep the men shit among men shit. You know what I mean? Like,
well, if that's the case, what's she doing in man business then? Because she was the one who jumped into this whole issue to begin with. She was the one who jumped into the fire first. She was the one who made comments about what people were saying about Ben10's mama praying for his recovery and all that, and she got criticized for it because people were saying, "Hey, listen, your son found himself in a situation where recovery is necessary because he tried to attack a motherfucker with a gang of other motherfuckers, and he got shot with his own gun." So,
and I think that's a conversation. I think that's a logical one that I think we all could kind of have, because I did even say, I said, listen, I use my own family as an example. I said, listen, people are going to look at certain situations different. Like, I've had, family members that died of gun violence. Now, in that situation, they were completely a victim, but if I heard a story, or if I lost a family member and they were trying to rob a bank and then they shot it out with the police and the police killed them, I can't be too like, oh my God, fuck the cops, you know what I mean? Or like whatever, they went to go rob somebody and whatever. So I think that's a little bit different. Okay, so just kind of move. I was just thinking that, listen, when I look at Sharonda, she's a mother, and we all know, and you being a man of a certain age, I think, not excusing whatever, I didn't see what exactly was said, but a mama going to defend her son to the very last.
Really?
Like,
that's interesting.
By the way, I see the same thing with Fulio's mom. Like, Fulio was talking about everything. So again, it's one of those things. And I kind of brought her up hoping that you could at least extend an olive branch. But if there's no love there, we can move on.
Hold on. Let me do that for you, because really I don't give a fuck. But let me do that for you, because I don't want to appear to be completely unreasonable. Right? Okay. And if she's not trying to, so this is not a man versus woman thing. I said something about what she said because, listen, so let me just say this before I try to extend an olive branch. If you type in NBA Youngboy's mother, Sharonda, versus her son, there is more negative commentary. There is more negative content about her attacking him than anybody else. There's almost more negative commentary about her attacking him over the years since he's been a star than there is the conflict between him and anybody from Chicago.
Now I will say this though, Dawgface, and I gotta challenge you. Again, I wouldn't disagree with your point on a logical level, but we also do know in terms of, we're black, we come from communities where maybe our families were not dysfunctional, but we know Youngboy is the exact epitome and product of what a dysfunctional family is, where you might have, again, my mama wouldn't have been online saying whatever, but again, they come from a non-traditional type of situation where those things probably help Youngboy to become himself. And by the way, I do want to say about Sharonda, I think she's shown incredible growth. Like, again, I was around her nightly at Youngboy's show. She only presented herself like a lady, and I do get your point though. I'm not negating your point, because I do want to have a back and forth debate. But I will say we haven't seen that in a long time. If growth matters.
So listen, growth does matter with all things, right? So the whole Gucci Man situation, at the heart of that, people are talking about how he has grown from what he used to be to what he is right now. So what I'll do for you is, because it does look like that I'm picking on his mama, so I will dial it down some. Right, because his mama's not.
There's a lot of dudes that's involved. I think right. You saying whatever about J. Prince Jr. or even Youngboy to a certain extent. I get it with how everything is falling out.
No, so listen, this is not a Youngboy thing, act.
I agree.
Got a motherfucking thing to do with none of this shit.
I agree.
He wasn't there, and if he was there, there's no way that shit would have happened while he was there, because Youngboy, even though. Man, young boy is a little bit off the. He's a spectrum baby, but he not fucking stupid. Not finna risk my motherfucking freedom. I've been getting locked up for the last 10 years and put myself behind the 8 ball over some dick and pussy shit, bro. Hell no.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, if you put it like that, yeah.
I'm not saying that he wouldn't have did. I'm not saying he ain't got no heart. We already know that he an ignorant motherfucker. But the whole thing is, come on, we are not finna risk.
I don't think his team moves for somebody else's issue at all.
Yeah. They ain't supposed to. That was not their issue. That was not, and then nobody from NBA camp is coming out and say they did have an issue with him. So listen, nobody from the NBA camp is coming out giving any clear, cohesive, logical explanation for why they attacked JR. About this.
Oh yeah, that's a good point too. That's a good point.
But you've heard zero explanation. Zero. All you've heard is a bunch of cannon fodder, niggas mad, angry, and upset because they got their fucking fingers shot off. And because they got so listen. So let's back up for a second. Hey, America, please present to me some evidence or present to me some type of explanation for why all those members, because the only person who was there for mob ties was Jay Prince Jr. Yep. So if Jay Prince Jr. came in last and JR had been in there for quite some time, if NBA had a problem with him that rose to that level of trying to attack him like that, they would have done it before Jay Prince Jr. got there. So we haven't had no explanation. And I'm going to challenge you, academics. What is the explanation for this shit? Jay Prince said, I don't know shit. I don't know what the fuck. I was just walking there. I was limping. I ain't got nothing to do with this shit. Even though I was standing there looking at the shit, smiling, pacing back and forth and pointing, get the gun, and all that other kind of shit. Even though I was doing all that shit, I ain't got nothing to do with that shit. So, how in the fuck?
Hey, let me ask you then, right? And I think this is important to kind of ask because perhaps the reason why Jay Prince Jr. is saying that, perhaps the reason he's like, hey, listen, y'all not going to poo shiesty me. Is this a situation, and if you can't speak on it, and, you know, or we could no comment on it, that's fine too. I think Jay Prince Jr. might be thinking that, well, what if Allstar JR is cooperating with the police? And he tells the police, nah, Jay Prince Jr. set this whole thing off. He could possibly be charged by the cops. So of course he's gonna be like, "Hey, listen, I didn't even witness what was there. I didn't come there for nothing. I don't know nobody. I ain't leave with nobody." To avoid police because he doesn't know. Maybe Allstar JR might cooperate with the police or try to press charges, or maybe police will try to get him without Allstar JR, so he has to separate himself. What about that?
Hey, academics, let me tell you this right here, bro. The reason why we know what happened inside that motherfucking restaurant is not because Allstar JR went and told anybody. The reason why we know what happened in that restaurant because human beings pulled their motherfucking cell phones out and started recording the motherfucking whole goddamn thing. Allstar JR has been in major battles in the city of Detroit where it go down. Detroit is a lot more violent than Baton Rouge, Louisiana is, bro. It's a lot more complex, a lot more money flowing to that bitch.
Hold on.
Listen.
I guess I'm trying to ask a direct question. Would Allstar JR cooperate with the police against Jay Prince Jr., Ben10, and the other folks?
No, and motherfucking no.
Well, hold on for a second. Hold on. Some people are going to say, well, based on the song, the challenge, and a few other things he's saying, if he's not pointing the finger, he's pointing the elbow, and he's kind of giving like, it's like when Gucci made the diss song. Hey, you made me sign under duress.
Only difference is that there is no surveillance footage. There is no camera footage showing what took place. Allstar JR, right? He didn't have to tell the police anything. He didn't have to provide any explanation because go back and look at the initial police reports, the initial police on the scene who were articulate what happened. They had got footage from bystanders who were there. JR got the fuck on. JR got shot in the motherfucking face and didn't cooperate with the motherfucking police. And he know who did it. So what makes you think? What makes you motherfuckers think? Excuse me. What makes you? He got shot in the motherfucking face. The bullet went through his motherfucking head, and he know who motherfucking did it, and didn't cooperate with the motherfucking police. And the police know he know who did it, and he didn't cooperate with the motherfucking police.
Wait, hold on.
So what make a motherfucker think that he gonna cooperate with the police? The police know everything because the witnesses told everything.
Is that person dead?
No comment. But what I'm gonna tell you is that JR has zero motherfucking history of cooperating with law enforcement. And in this particular situation, I wish a motherfucker would start trying to use that bitch ass shit. That shit ain't gonna motherfucking work. It ain't gonna motherfucking work because the police are providing footage from people who JR didn't even motherfucking know. There is no what happened, who done it. There is no who was involved. There is no who was that kind of shit because the footage told the whole fucking story. JR ain't gotta say nothing. He ain't gotta say nothing.
One thing I don't like about how you know JR tried to put the whole situation. I've analyzed all the footages. The allegations about OG3 are not correct.
Okay, so watch this. So I want to challenge your challenge. When you look at the video, and I have one of the clearest, I'm going to send it to you. I have some of the clearest footage of what took place in that motherfucking restaurant. And I don't know who else has it, but I'm going to say I have something that for a fact, from an angle, you ain't never seen. Let me tell you something, bro. So the woman, did you see that woman pulling OG3 back?
Was that OG3?
Yes, that was him, nigga.
I don't know.
Yes,
it looked like a blur. I couldn't really see.
It wasn't no motherfucking blur. Yo, you got 20/20 vision, motherfucker. It wasn't no motherfucking blur. That was as clear as day. That was his mama pulling him away from that motherfucking melee. That was his mama. That was his mama pulling him. That wasn't his girlfriend. That was his mama pulling him away from that.
That's a good mom then. That's a good mom.
That's a good mama. You know why? Because what the fuck is you doing? That was his mama pulling him away. That was OG3 who got grabbed by his shirt, and that female was pulling him with all her motherfucking strength. Was his motherfucking mama?
W mama. I mean,
yes.
I mean, if it's not his issue, right? Like OG3 ain't got no problems with this guy, right? Like, you know.
Man, hey, listen. So here's the thing. I don't like the fact that people are trying to say who OG3 and NBA have a problem with. We don't give a fuck. We didn't do nothing wrong to nobody. We didn't put our hands on nobody. We didn't bum rush nobody. We ain't try to attack nobody. We ain't try to rat pack nobody. So I'm offended at the motherfucking notion that motherfuckers is acting like that Detroit some bitch ass niggas and we just gonna go for anything that these niggas trying to do. It ain't gonna motherfucking happen. These niggas is sending veiled threats and they gonna do this and who gonna do that. Let's get to it then. What you talking about? We ain't going for no shit like this. We not the one who doing all that popping. And listen, it's not trolling on JR part. It can't be trolling because he was actually involved in it. A troll in a traditional sense is a motherfucker who did the same shit that 6ix9ine did with Chicago. 6ix9ine was showing up at 3:30 in the morning when the crickets was motherfucking rubbing their legs together, talking about he owned old block and all this other kind of shit. That's trolling. A motherfucker recanting or talking about a situation that he was actually involved in when niggas attacked him and he had to fight his way out of it because Lord knows what would have happened to him if they would have just had his way. If he would have got that motherfucking gun that they dropped in his motherfucking lap, Lord knows what would have happened to him. So we don't got no sympathy for them motherfuckers. So if the entire city of Baton Rouge want to take it and run with it, so fucking be it, bro. We ain't got to explain that to these niggas. We ain't do shit to y'all. Didn't nobody from Detroit attack no motherfucking Baton Rouge nigga. Didn't nobody from Detroit attack no Memphis, what you call that? Houston nigga. We didn't attack nobody. And these niggas mounted up and tried to boom rush a nigga from the city. And y'all, they acting like, oh, we got money. We got money too. We got power. We got money too. And just because you got some money and power don't mean that you're going to win. Those niggas had money, power, and they had the numbers on JR, and they came out on the losing end of the fucking stick. So all this whole veiled threats and what Baton Rouge gonna do, fuck you hoe ass niggas, bro. Fuck y'all. Y'all got a problem, nigga. Then it is what it is, man. But we ain't backing down from a motherfucking thing.
Oh shit. Hey, I got a question here. Someone in my chat is mentioning it. You're gonna have to tell me if you're familiar with these people. Are you familiar with somebody named Lando or no?
Yeah, I am.
Okay. Is that person from Detroit?
Yes, he is.
Okay. Is Rocky Bad from Detroit?
Yes, he is.
Okay. So this is the question. This is how they asked it. They said, if it's Detroit versus everyone, why did nothing happen to Lando, her manager, that didn't protect her when she got put in a cage?
Oh, that's a good question. You might want to pull him up here and ask him that question. I'm sure he asked that question. They were outnumbered. They were booked for a show. They get booked to get booked. That's what happened.
What?
E40 voice. They get listen. So listen. Stunner Girl was in Detroit working.
Wait, Blueface girlfriend?
Stunner Girl was in Detroit working.
Yeah.
Making music. She got into it with Rocky. And so it was like a girl fight. You know what I'm saying? It was a couple of girls who was down with Rocky who jumped on Stunner Girl. But sometime later, she got booked for a show in California. They got booked by Stunner Girl crew. So they were lured into a trap. It's the old E40 type thing. Remember how E40 booked Buffy and Biggie to come out and do a show in California? Remember that whole story?
Wait, did that happen? I don't remember that story. What the fuck?
Absolutely. And you better, you niggas sleep on 40 Water. 40 Water ain't nobody to be fucking with. 40 Water started that booking to get booked niggas. He started that shit.
Wait, check. I gotta look that up afterwards. E40 booked Biggie and Buffy?
Hell yeah, you better look. The Bay Area ain't shit to play with, bro. The Bay Area is just as dangerous as LA. Once you get the niggas started, once you get the niggas on your ass, you in trouble, motherfucker. The Bay Area is dangerous. It's more dangerous in some respects than LA is.
Okay, so they booked her, and then what happened, and how come nothing never came out of it?
They booked her to book her. They booked her, and then when she got there with her manager Lando, they got attacked allegedly by somebody in Stunner's crew as a form of retaliation based on Stunner getting jumped and fucked up in the city of Detroit. Those things happen. You know what I'm saying? Those things happen. You get out on her, she get out on you. It is what it is. The first. So listen, they didn't just see. This is somebody who's trying to be disingenuous and purposefully misleading. Stunner Girl got an ass whooped in Detroit. They didn't have no win in Detroit because she's not from Detroit. So what she did was allegedly is that they booked Rocky Bad, and she flew out there thinking that she was flying out there to do a show, some music, and then when she got out there. It took them 1.1 second to realize that this ain't what it was, and they got fucked up. They got beat up and everything else, and they got motherfucking put in dog cages. That's what happened.
They got put in a dog cage? Wait, hold on. Well, I guess they keep it a street, but nobody went to the police over this shit?
No. Didn't go to the police. Rocky did not go to the police. Lando did not go to the police. Stunner Girl didn't go to the police when niggas fucked her up in Detroit. And when the retaliation came back and they got crept on out there in California, they didn't go to the police. No charges was filed against Stunner Girl. No charges was filed against Rocky Bad in Detroit. So it was like a tit for tat situation. So when somebody's asking about that situation, they really kind of like trying to be funny and being, well, why I ain't do shit about that? Because, nigga, you know what I'm saying? When Stunner Girl got faded in Detroit, she ain't called the police. She kept a gangster.
I think what they're trying to say is that the Lando person could have stopped it. I don't know.
He couldn't. They don't know what they're talking about, Act. Don't listen to them dumbass motherfuckers. Okay. Don't listen to them. Lando couldn't stop a motherfucking thing. There was nothing he could do. When he walked into that motherfucking room, he was outnumbered, heavily outnumbered. There was nothing that he could have done besides die. If he did anything. So the best thing he could have done was just do what he did and just take it on the chin. And that's what the fuck they did. They ain't call the police. They ain't tell on shit. They ain't do none of that shit. So a motherfucker telling you that shit, Act, is a motherfucker telling you Listen. I'm finna send you something, right?
Mm.
Let me know. Check your phone.
I'm actually surprised. Wait, how did they think that was a fake? How did they not know it was a fake show? They heard people inside screaming or some shit. Like,
Hey, no, check your phone. Don't play it out loud, but just check your phone. That's what they walked into. So you tell me, what could they have done in that situation?
that is crazy. No. All right, let's move on. You're right. You're right. Whatever you just said, this video is wild. God damn.
So you tell me, so the person who in your motherfucking comments in your chat who said what they said, trying to be slick, now I want you to look at your camera on your motherfucking screen. Look at that $1 million setup and tell that person, hey, it wasn't nothing they could do in that situation.
Nah, hey, listen. There's nothing, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Dawgface telling the truth on this one. Nah, this was on some shit. Holy shit. Okay, all right, okay. All right, whoever who asked that question answered, I'll vouch for it. Okay.
So when people say, well, what did he do? That's Lando in the red. That's him. That's him with the phone in his hand, with the gray jogging pants on, with the sweatshirt on.
In the red. Okay. Who's
with the phone in his hand?
Who's the guy in the black with the white Air Forces?
Security.
That's security?
Yeah.
No, you're lying.
No, I'm not.
Well, damn. Wow. Okay. Did they had that shit set up? The dog case is already there.
Yes, because they booked him to book him, man. That's a real thing in hip hop, bro. That's why you gotta be careful about who books you. So rap, man. Listen, didn't you say that the profession of being the professional rappers is the most dangerous occupation in the world? Because you never know. You thinking a motherfucker in that front end, you going to get that back end, right? You coming to get it. You don't know what you could be walking into in the rap game. That's why the rap game is so dangerous. That's why you see rappers moving around with 30, 40 motherfuckers, because you never know.
Wait, so this was in Cali?
Yes. Stunner Girl got whooped in Detroit.
Wait, is Stunner Girl in this video right here? I'm looking at her?
She in there.
I don't know how she looks. This might be her right there.
She in there. So the whole thing is, man, when it comes to getting booked, you get booked, bro. That's why you gotta be careful no matter who you are. So when the motherfuckers talk about niggas getting booked, they ain't the only one can book a motherfucker. We all can book shit. We can book it, whatever. That's why you gotta be careful about. You gotta be careful about the kind of shit you do. Detroit knows that better than anybody, bro. Detroit knows that better than anybody. Think about Rick Ross. When Rick Ross came to Detroit, what the fuck happened with Trick Trick?
Wait. So is Stunner Girl good in Detroit?
I think that there has been some reconciliation. I'm not absolutely sure.
I ain't gonna lie. I don't know about you can reconcile this shit. This shit looks crazy.
Yeah, but see, the whole thing is, so they got her in Detroit. They put it on her in Detroit. So
yeah, that's before though.
Yeah, that's retaliation. That was retaliation for what happened to her in Detroit. So listen, once you put your hands on a motherfucker, you can't dictate how somebody responds. You know what I'm saying? You may have beat a motherfucker in the head with your fist, but when a motherfucker catch you, they're gonna beat you like that. And you can't get mad about it. But what niggas need to be talked about is a nigga didn't go to the police. She ain't called it. Rocky is one of the most legendary rappers, female rappers in the city of Detroit. She's an amazing ghostwriter, the whole 9 yards. She didn't go tell the police. They call her Rocky for a reason. They call her Rocco for a reason. She ain't called the police. She ain't tell the police. She ain't pressed no motherfucking charges. She ain't do what she man did. And Lando's Baby Tron's manager. Lando was behind Baby Tron, the rapper. Lando is a businessman, bro. Lando is not no Yosemite Sam ass, Jesse James ass, motherfucking Wyatt Earp ass nigga.
That's crazy. All right. Nah, that's wild. Damn. All right. I'm getting this. I'm getting the hang of the Detroit shit. Yeah, and I ain't gonna lie. After this video, if I'm stunning girl, I'm not going to Detroit either. Oh, God damn.
And the whole thing, man, Detroit is known for no. Listen, bro. All you gotta do is ask Jim Jones and them about their experience in Detroit. Ask Young Berg about his experience in Detroit. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers are happy that Detroit is kind of like, matured and decided to focus energies on something else because that no-fly zone was a real motherfucking thing in Detroit.
Damn. I thought the police shut that down.
Police can't shut shit down in Detroit, brother. If motherfuckers, listen, Detroit dangerous as a bitch. The motherfuckers shoot a nigga right in front of the police. What are you talking about? The most dangerous neighborhood in Detroit is the 48205. There's 2-3 police stations in the 482. Right by the motherfucking, I think it's the 9th precinct. I think that's the 9th precinct. Niggas get shot over there every day. They don't give a fuck about the police being right there. Niggas in Detroit don't give a fuck about no police, bro. If they got to happen, they got to happen. Niggas in Detroit, niggas would shoot you and the police, nigga. They don't give a fuck.
Did Rocky Bad ever talk about this shit?
I don't know if she ever talked about it in any depth, but what she didn't do is she didn't call the police.
Oh, okay.
That's what she didn't do. And what happened to her was worse than what happened to Gucci Man. Tell me I'm lying.
No, yeah, I ain't gonna lie. No, this is wild. This is some wild shit. Yo, the dog case being right there is crazy.
But that's what happened, man. Motherfuckers in Detroit ain't no strangers to be. Motherfuckers in Detroit ain't strangers. No, listen. So, does Allstar JR want to get into it with Houston or want to get into it with motherfuckers from Baton Rouge? No. The whole thing is he didn't do anything wrong to anybody. So you can't dictate his response when you niggas had to get out on him like that. It wasn't no one-on-one square up fight. It wasn't Ben10 versus him boxing. It wasn't Dead End, Ron and him boxing. Nigga, they had to rat pack a nigga. They lost. They salty about it. We ain't salty about it. We laughing. Because just because you think you had the advantage, they don't listen, bro. Everybody get you can plan, I can plan, but the universe can have an entirely different plan for both me and you. You can't fault him. Look how many motherfuckers that niggas in New Orleans and killed and put in packs and smoked them. That's all they do down there. So how the fuck can they be sensitive about a motherfucker doing the same thing to them? They do their own thing. Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. They niggas try to be sensitive. They mad and they fucking embarrassed. Who they should be mad at? They should be mad at OG3, and they should be mad at Ben10. Did Ben10, you young boy, you YB's best friend. What that got to do with y'all? What y'all got to do with y'all? If y'all mad about something, y'all should be mad at the fact that motherfuckers who represent y'all city put themselves in a position like that over a bitch.
Yeah, nah. It's kind of crazy, man.
Yeah, why are people glossing over that fact?
Hey, Jay Prince Jr. says he's about to sit down soon and clear the air.
You know, Jay Prince who?
Junior. He said he's about to sit down and do an interview and clear the air.
Yeah, I already know about the interview he's finna do with Big Bang. I already know about that shit. We know about this shit.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, we know about that shit. He finna do an interview with Big Bang, with Bank's perspective. We know about this shit already. We don't give a fuck. You finna sign clear air about what? I mean, listen, what are you gonna clear air about when you just said that, according to what you're hearing, he's saying he don't know shit about nothing. So what? Listen, bro. He's not his father, bro. What you gonna clear air about? What details are you gonna provide? What are you gonna say about the whole thing when you're saying you don't know shit? You was just there. You ain't got a clue about what the fuck happened. So how is he gonna clear the air when at the same time he's saying, I don't know shit, I wasn't a part of that, I don't know nothing about it. Come on, man.
That's
Come on, act. Come on, act.
I guess he's saying you want to clear his name. You know?
Well, how? How? What you listen? How? The video speaks for itself. They don't have a problem with him. They don't even know JR, bro. They don't even know JR at all. Period. The only person who knows JR in there is that nigga. If we look at the facts that we have right now,
you know, some people gonna be like, that's like when Gucci told BT, yo, only one nigga got the motive to send people to try to kill me is Jeezy. They're gonna say that sound like this.
Yeah. Only problem is he ain't the one who got shot. Only problem is he's the one who issues out the motherfucking understanding. That's the only motherfucking problem. And you ain't heard him say a motherfucking thing. I'm speaking for him. And I said that when I talked to Flacco, I said I'm not gonna put that on him. But from the street perspective, that's what it looks like. That's what. See, listen. This is not an amateur night at the Apollo here, bro. Right? I'm not gonna put it on him, but from the eyes of a person who's been in the street, it looks like this, that, and a third. We're not saying that Jay Prince Jr. did a motherfucking thing. I'm just saying specifically how it looks. It looks like that. Only he would know what he did, and only NBA would know what he did. So NBA, if the guys in NBA saying nothing, and if he's saying nothing, all is well. We saying nothing too. But the whole thing is, that ain't even the point. The point is that you motherfucking Baton Rouge motherfuckers, y'all mad, angry, upset, and aggravated because y'all niggas failed at a mission when they attacked the motherfucker. How you want to attack a motherfucker with a whole football team and get shot with your own goddamn gun? Where you do that at? That's like the Three Stooges. That's like Laurel and Hardy, bro. Them niggas is like Scooby, Doo, Shaggy, Thelma, and what's the other motherfucking name? Shaggy, Thelma, Wilma, or whatever the fuck they name. Them niggas like the Three fucking Stooges. Y'all run up on a nigga and you jump on a nigga and drop your gun. He grab your motherfucking gun and shoot your dumb ass. And everybody from where you from mad. Get the fuck out of here. Boy, they don't suck a dick. Suck a fat baby's dick with that goofy ass shit. That's what happened when you in the street. That's what happened when you thugging, nigga. When you thugging, sometimes the missions don't go right.
I mean, you're right. You're right, man. You're right. All right, Dawgface. Listen, we've been on for an hour. Listen, I appreciate you. I feel like, you know, I'll say this. His second drop, I'm a little conflicted. I will say this. I'm a little conflicted because while I do like music that is addressing the situation, I think, you know, talented musicians could address stuff in a really more prolific way through art than doing an interview. I did like that second song he drops. You know, it's kind of hard sometimes to kind of like deal with the fact that, you know, he's kind of getting at these guys who, you know, I have a lot of, I have endearing feelings for them. But I will say, being fair.
Hold on, and listen. We wish, it's our official statement. We wish none of this would have happened because all this shit is nonsense, bro. So we're not trying to, right? You have to be able to accept the reaction to your actions. Because, like we know, this is science. For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction, right? There are people who tried to attack him. As a result, he fought for his life, and he was able to get his way out of this shit. Do we wish it would have never happened? Yes. Right? We wish it would have never happened. But at the same time, we ain't laying down for no motherfuckers who mad. How you gonna get mad when you attack the motherfucker? That's retarded and ridiculous.
I think that's the silver lining. And by the way, how is he reacting to people calling him the DPOY, the Defensive Player of the Year?
Man, you know, hey, listen. So listen, he never wanted to garner any attention based on drama and beef and shit like that. That ain't what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? This is not what we call a golden opportunity, bro. You almost lost your life. You could have lost your life. Somebody else could have lost their life. You ain't bragging about that shit. But the whole thing is, for the motherfuckers who had to pull the stunt, is fuck y'all. This ain't about Detroit. This ain't about JR versus Baton Rouge. This ain't JR versus Houston, right? It's about him versus the motherfuckers who tried to get down on him. It's not about Detroit versus them. It's not about that shit. You know what I'm saying? But so we all saying Detroit versus everybody, huh? Nigga, cause y'all popping that aggressive shit. We responded to the energy y'all putting out. Y'all coming with that aggressive shit long before they ever knew what took place. Long before any real details came out, Baton Rouge was popping that shit when they found out two of their motherfucking princes or dukes or earls got heated up. I talked to motherfuckers from Baton Rouge. I talked to motherfuckers from New Orleans. They're like, bro, for real, dog ain't do shit wrong. And you can't be mad at him for popping his shit after they tried to get out on him like that. You can't be mad about that shit.
I think all those are very fair points. I gotta say.
Yeah, but listen, as a grown man, as an adult man, bro, I wish none of that shit would have happened. I wish none of it happened. I wish it could have been a different set of circumstances. I wish nobody would have got hurt. You know what I'm saying? But when you play with a motherfucker, bro, and you get what you got, motherfucker.
Damn, man. We will see what happens next. We hope there's not a next chapter, but I will say it appears that Ben10 and Ron, they're now able to post what they want to post. J Prince Jr. look like he's gonna clear the air, and look like Allstar JR is gonna keep telling his story, whether it involves this or not. So we'll see how this goes, man.
Yeah, and God bless everybody. I hope everybody makes it home. I hope everybody is able to live a prosperous, healthy life. And from a straight line man perspective, I've been through it all, my nigga. Penitentiary, youth home, shootouts, everything. I've been through everything, my nigga. I don't want to see this shit turn to nothing other than what it is right now. And I mean, hopefully this shit can translate to something that where we can resolve this shit without this shit turning into something else. But Detroit ain't buying that shit, bro. Period. Simple as that. So all that popping and all that YB shit, we ain't trying to hear that shit. You know what I'm saying? We ain't trying to hear that shit, because if the shoe was on the other foot, they'd be bragging and drinking lean and smoking weed and eating pickled pig feet down there.
I hear you, man. Yo, Dawgface, man. Thank you for answering my call. Thank you for always, respecting the platform, always coming on here, giving us your insight and helping us understand what the fuck is going on, bro. Appreciate you, bro.
No doubt. Peace out.
All right.
Yeah.
There we go, chat. We just had Dawgface on. That was like a whack call, right? It was pretty long. It's like an hour, huh? Like an hour. All right, give me 1 second.